Okay, we are now live and on the record for Tuesday afternoon's docket, March 22nd, 2022. Mr. Orozco, your announcement.
Yes, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Your Honor. I represent Amanda Gonzalez, Your Honor. She's logged on, and this is on CR 2103914I, Your Honor, and she is a candidate for PTD. All the documents have been filed, they've been executed, and she's ready to be placed on the program, Your Honor.
Okay, give me one moment. I'm going to take PTD placements and please at the end of the docket.
Will do, Your Honor.
I'll call you shortly. Okay,
Yes,
Mr. Tijerina?
Good morning, Judge. I have number 9 and 10 on the court's docket, Your Honor. It is Alexis Garcia. He is in jail.
Okay, Deputy, can you please bring up Alexis Garcia, please?
Right here, Your Honor.
Okay, that's CR 19. Actually, it's CR 22014557-I, CR 19083221-I, and CR 201755-I. And what is your announcement, Counselor?
Judge, on this matter, we have signed him up for number 8 and 10. I'm going to ask the court, Judge, we did sign him up to probation. However, I'm trying to work a TDC recommendation on the felony. So I would be asking the court just for maybe a couple of week reset so that I can get that worked out. And if we need to sign him up, re-sign him, we can do that on a jail recommendation if the court would allow.
Okay, so longer than April 5th or how much time? Because that's 2 weeks.
No, Judge, that would be perfect. I have the felony set tomorrow and the recommendation from the felony prosecutor is safe P. My client does not want to go to safe P, so I'm working out a TDC recommendation.
All right, so that'll be April 5th at 1:30.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, anything else?
No, Judge, thank you. May I be excused?
Yes, thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
All right, Ms. Cerda, what do you have?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I have 2 cases. Well, one defendant, 2 cases. I have number 15 and 16 on your docket.
All right, CR 22022209-I, and then also CR 22022210-I, Alejandro Lázaro Gonzalez. And Mr. Gonzalez is in custody, correct?
Correct, Your Honor. This is a jail case.
Okay, and what is the announcement?
Your Honor, at this time, we're asking for a PR bond. The state and I are in agreement to a PR bond so that Mr. Gonzalez can be released. He is a candidate for drug court. We have filled out the application, but he's pending the tests that go along with the application.
Okay, and also he's here for arraignment, is that correct?
Correct.
All right, let me get that. Okay, Mr. Gonzalez, English speaking or Spanish speaking?
English, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Gonzalez, please raise your right hand. Do you swear that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, you may lower your hand. Sir, is your true and correct name Alejandro Lázaro Gonzalez?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, you're being charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 3, less than 28 grams, a class A misdemeanor, and a possession of controlled substance, penalty group 2A, less or equal to 2 ounces, a class B misdemeanor. Sir, class A misdemeanor carries a potential penalty of up to 1 year in Hidalgo County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine upon conviction. Class B misdemeanor carries a potential penalty of up to 6 months in Hidalgo County Jail and up to a $2,000 fine upon conviction. Do you understand the range of punishment that you can receive for the offenses of which you are charged, sir?
Yes, Judge, I understand.
Sir, has any court ever declared you to be mentally incompetent, crazy, or insane?
No, Judge.
Ma'am, in speaking with your client, Ms. Sedla, do you find him to be mentally competent and able to assist you in his own defense?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Okay, then at this time, the court is going to find that Mr. Gonzalez is competent and able to assist his attorney in his own defense, and also enters a plea of not guilty on his behalf on each of those offenses. So, Mr. Lozano, let me hear from you. Is the state in agreement with a PR bond?
Yes, Your Honor, the state can agree to a 2,000 PR bond with the conditions of AIP for 60 days and an ASI screening.
Okay, is that your understanding, Ms. Sedla?
Yes, Your Honor, it is.
Okay, then the court will grant defendant's request and issue, will modify the bond or reduce the bond from a cash surety to a $2,000 PR bond and from a cash surety of a $2,500 down to a $2,000 PR bond with conditions of AIP. Mr. Gonzalez, do you have a phone number?
Yes, Your Honor.
What is that number?
Area code 956-609-0544.
Sir, are you employed?
Yes,
Okay, do you have that job waiting for you when you get out?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. If you do not have your job waiting for you when you get out, you need to notify your attorney so she can let us know, and we will order you to go to the employment specialist, okay?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Judge.
All right, anything else?
No, Your Honor, that's all I have. May I be excused?
You certainly may. Okay, oh wait, I need to give you how much time are you requesting?
30 days, Your Honor.
Okay. May 17th at 9:30.
Okay.
And that will be via Zoom, Mr. Gonzalez.
Okay, Ms., I had a question.
Go ahead.
Does that mean I'm gonna be out today or tomorrow?
Is
Possibly?
this the only thing that's holding him in there?
Yes,
Yes.
Your Honor, it is.
Then yes, you'll be processed and you'll be out. However, you do need to report to the probation department as soon as you get out. So do you have that number?
I can get a hold of it through Google or, I'm aware of the probation office in Edinburgh.
Okay, and if not, they will contact you within 24 hours, okay?
Okay,
All right, so you should be out today or as long as it takes them to process you.
okay, thank you, Ms. Cerda. Thank you, Judge.
Okay, take care.
You too.
All right,
Thank you, Judge.
thank you. All right, Mr. McInnes, what do you have?
Judge, good afternoon. I'm here on number 44 and 45, Prisciliano Herrera, who's present on the screen wearing a gray striped shirt with the designation EAH. He speaks
Okay.
Spanish.
CR
Judge-
16-14095-I, CR 18-07042-I, Prisciliano, Prisciliano Herrera. Ms. Castañeda, please ask Mr. Herrera to announce himself.
Prisciliano Herrera, por favor, se anuncia.
Okay, if he can't unmute, that's fine. What's your announcement, counselor?
Judge, this is when we're trying to get a plea done, and we at one time agreed to plead guilty to both cases. But prior to that time, we had a deal with the DA's office that we were going to just plead to the Class A. Well, after the paperwork came down, there was a conference between an intermediary and the district attorney himself, and the district attorney agreed to just allow us to plead guilty to one case with regular probation, the Class A misdemeanor. But we haven't gotten paperwork back on that. So I'd ask the DA if he could confirm that with his boss, and so we get that taken care of and reset this for a short period of time.
Okay, Mr. Lozano, what do you have on your end?
Mr. McInnes, we sent paperwork on November 17th, 2021, and DWI court paperwork on November 30th, 2021.
That's right. Y'all did send that paperwork, but after that time, there was a conference with the district attorney himself, and he agreed to just allow us to plead guilty on the Class A to probation and drop to Class B. So we haven't gotten any new paperwork since that time. So we would ask the district attorney, the assistant district attorney, to confer with his supervisor or the boss if that's the case, Judge, so we can get this case over with.
I'll go ahead and confirm. I'm not seeing any notes at this time.
Okay, go ahead and speak to them so that you can confer as to that. And if it is that, so you can send that paperwork over there. And I'm gonna go ahead and give you a plea date of, let me get that. I have April 7th, 21st, or 28th. Which one do you think will work for this, Mr. McInnes?
Your Honor, let's see, 7th, 21st, or 28th? 21st.
Yes, sir.
works. 21st
Okay.
works.
That'll be at 1:30 in person.
In person. Very well, Judge. We have nothing further at this time, Your Honor. May we be excused until the 21st of April, 1:30?
Yes, let Ms. Castañeda please notify Mr. Herrera.
Señor Herrera, su próxima corte es el 21 de abril a la 1:30 de la tarde en persona.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Okay, let him know that he's excused until
Ya
that
se
time.
puede
Your
retirar.
Honor, just for clarification, based on the notes that we have, the defendant is supposed to plead to the max probation on the Class A and participate in DWI court on the Class B, CR 16-14095I. And upon successful completion of the DWI court program, the case would be dismissed.
That was before there was a conference with the district attorney. Please check with your boss and see if there's been a change or not.
Okay.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Judge, may I be excused?
Yes, you may.
Have a great day, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you. Let him know that he's also excused.
Thank you.
Okay.
Mr. Herrera, ya se puede retirar.
Okay, gracias.
Okay, thank you. Gracias.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
All right. You're welcome, sir. Okay, Ms. Gutierrez, what do you have?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I have number 33 on the docket. It says it's a jail case, but Mr. Santos was released yesterday evening, and he doesn't have a phone. He's been in custody for 8 months, and so I gave him the phone number. I'm not sure if he's on a line call.
I don't have anybody on right now on a phone.
Mm.
Let me see. Hold on real quick for me. Okay, no, that's not it was not a line thing, but I'll give you an opportunity to contact him. And how much time do you need?
Your Honor, he does have a felony pending that's scheduled for hearing tomorrow, and we're hoping to be able to work something out. So if we can get maybe 2 to 3 weeks, maybe we can get something done that might even dispose of this case.
Okay. I'll give you a status hearing for April 12th at 9:30.
Very well, Your Honor. Should I advise my client to call in?
No, he just got out, and I mean, I don't even know if his phone is working at this point. I'll give you an opportunity to contact him, and it'll be April 12th at 9:30.
Very well. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
I have no further business. May I be excused?
You certainly may.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Likewise. Mr. Garcia, what do you have?
Your Honor, this is number 53 on the court's docket. State of Texas, Moreno, CR 21-05385I.
Okay. Mr. Ismael Moreno, are you present?
Sí, Miss.
Okay, that's Spanish. All right. Ms. Castañeda, let him know that you're going to translate for him.
Yo le voy a transferir, Mr. Moreno.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Okay, so what are we going to be doing on this case today, Mr. Garcia?
Your Honor, the last thing that I talked to was the ADA Lozano that it was set up for victim testimony today.
Okay, Mr. Lozano, were you able to contact the alleged victim?
Yes, Your Honor, I was. If the court could call Carlos Heriberto Garcia.
Okay, Mr. Damian, please call out that name.
Carlos Heriberto Garcia. Carlos Garcia. Carlos Garcia.
Okay, there's nobody that's responding by that name.
Okay.
Is this the first time that you reach out to him to try to come to court?
No, Your Honor, we've been in communication. I sent him the Zoom link yesterday at 4:42. He responded confirmado at 4:51. I could give him a call, Your Honor, if you'd like, just to get him on the line.
Well, I'll recall the case, and if he's not on at the end, I'll take up your arguments at that point.
Thank
Please
you, Your
let Mr. Moreno know that we're going to recall the case shortly.
Señor Moreno, en un ratito vamos a llamar el caso otra vez.
Gracias, muy amable.
Thank you, very kind.
Okay, I'll recall it shortly, Mr. Garcia.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Ornelas, what do you have, sir? You're still on mute?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I have a plea, Your Honor. State versus Saul Rodriguez.
Okay, we'll take that up shortly. We're almost there.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, sir. Mr. Osuna, what do you have, sir?
Yeah, give me 1 second, Mr. Hernandez. Yes, Your Honor, we have number 23, 24, 25, 26, and 27. All of them styled State of Texas versus Guatemala Rodriguez. Those are CR 20 08569I, CR 21 14010I, CR 21 14009I, CR 21 14008I, and CR 21 01088I. Mr. Rodriguez has already, well, we did an open plea in the 139th. The court gave him 7 years TDC. We are not concerned with Mr. Rodriguez getting sent to TDC while these cases get resolved, because the clerk had an issue with the way that the papers were formatted. So those papers are going to get redone tomorrow morning, Your Honor, along with these cases. So we're humbly asking for a setting on Tuesday if possible. This will be a plea.
Okay. So then that'll be for the 29th?
I need you guys to give me 1 second. Yeah, I'm sorry, Your Honor.
So you want it for March 29th at 1:30?
Yes, Your Honor, please.
Okay, that's fine. March 29th at 1:30 then, and we'll take care of it at that time.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, anything else?
Yes, Your Honor. I have number 43 on the court's docket, CR 21 06041I, State of Texas versus Jorge Rojas Hernandez. Your Honor, I have Mr. Hernandez on speakerphone. It was the best that I could do because he was having technical issues. Mr. Hernandez had second thoughts with respect to a plea because he's concerned with his immigration consequences. We're looking to see if there's anything else that we can work out. We would humbly ask for 30 days, and I can have Mr. Hernandez acknowledge the court, Your Honor.
Okay, that's CR 21 06041-I, Jorge Rojas Hernandez. Can you hear me, Mr. Hernandez?
Mr. Hernandez. Oh, you know what, Your Honor, he was able to fix his video. He's under Jesse's S21. He had been having issues.
Okay, that's fine.
Yes.
All right, so then you need about 30 days, you said?
Yes, Your Honor, and we would humbly ask for a status setting if possible.
Okay. May 10th is the soonest
May 10th. Thank you, Your Honor.
at 9:30.
Yes, Your Honor. May Mr. Hernandez be excused?
Yes, he may be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, your next case?
Yes, Your Honor. I have number 31. That's a jail case. It's CR 22 02482I, State of Texas versus Lee Alexander Rodriguez. Your Honor, he's set for arraignment this morning. We can arraign him, or I can have a waiver executed. We do intend on seeing him at the jail here soon. He does have a companion felony. The bond case on that case is challenging, but we are working on it. We are going to be set for a writ hearing in the 206th. I don't think that it's been set yet. So yes, Your Honor, for that one, we're asking for a 30-day status. And in the interim, we can execute a waiver, or we can have him arraigned now, whatever the court's preference is.
Okay, well, Mr. Rodriguez, they were unable to bring him to Hidalgo County is what I understood.
Yes, Your Honor.
So we went ahead and, but we can give you a 30-day, we can give you the same May, you want May 10th at 1:30?
Yes, please, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay, and another case?
Those are all my cases for today, Your Honor. May I be excused, please?
Yes, you may be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Esquivel, what do you have, sir?
Good afternoon, Judge. I have number 48, Jonathan Dale.
Okay. That's CR 20-05263-I, Jonathan Theo, Tello. Mr. Theo, can you hear me?
Judge, I just received the link about 15 minutes ago. I forwarded the link to him. I don't know if he received it. I don't know if he was aware of this setting. We had a felony setting yesterday, and that one was reset for early April. If Your Honor would like, I can log off and try and reach him to get him on.
Well, I'm not sure why you received the link only 15 minutes ago, because they were sent out yesterday early afternoon.
And I was researching that. I think because my name was all capitalized, and then it was, for some reason, I didn't receive it. But I got a copy of it today, and I saw it was all capitalized. It shouldn't be the reason I'm not receiving it, but I didn't receive it yesterday.
Okay,
It shows it was sent, but I did not receive it.
okay, but Mr. Theo, we gave him the setting at the last hearing, didn't we, in open court?
I believe so, Judge, but part of the confusion might be that we were set on the felony yesterday and it got reset, and I didn't notify him of this setting, thinking I was gonna be able to reset it because of the felony, but I was not able to.
And what happened on the felony?
They're gonna give him 5 deferred, but we need the paperwork from the state. And we're hoping the state would offer deferred on this one as well. He has no prior history. I need to reach out to the state, see if the state's willing to offer that.
And how much time do you need?
Judge, the felony was reset to early April, so I would say maybe the second week of April.
Okay. On April the 12th?
Okay, Judge.
Oh, it's gonna be a plea? Is the next setting gonna be a plea?
My anticipation is it will be a plea.
Okay, then it would be April the 21st at 1:30.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, and that'll be in person.
In person. Okay.
Yes,
Judge,
sir.
Your Honor, doing pleas in person?
Please are in person unless there's an extenuating circumstance.
That's great, Judge. I welcome change.
Okay, anything else, sir?
That's all I have.
Okay, thank you.
May I be excused, Judge?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Osuna, did you need something else? All right, Mr. Kennedy?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I have 2 cases before you this afternoon. The first case is a jail case. It's number 22.
Okay, let me get that. All right, Charlie Allen Rodriguez, CR 20-08341-I.
Yes, Judge. He's in jail and he has a felony pending in a 206, which is set for April the 11th, and I'm asking for continuance a little bit beyond that date.
Okay. The 26th, April 26th at 1:30.
Okay, thank you. And the next case I have, Your Honor, is number 1 through 3, Christina Cantu.
Okay. CR 21-13255-I, CR 20-09364-I, CR 20-1194-I. And for some reason, the female, oh, she was released?
She bonded out recently, Your Honor.
Okay, Christina Cantu, are you present?
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead, Counselor. What is your announcement?
Judge, we had earlier withdrawn on these cases, but the family has rehired us, and I'm asking for some time to obtain discovery in the 21 case and begin working the cases up.
Okay, so she's set for arraignment today?
I think so, Your Honor.
And is she also set for a reduction of, well, that's a moot point, isn't it? Your
Right,
motion?
she bonded out.
All right. Okay, Ms. Cantu, please raise your right hand. Do you swear that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. In CR 21-13255-I, CR 20-9364-I, and CR 21-1194-I is your true and correct name, Christina Lorraine, Lorraine Cantu.
Yes.
Okay, you're being charged with assault causing bodily injury on a family member, a Class A misdemeanor, burglary of vehicles, a Class A misdemeanor, and theft of property greater or equal to $100 but less than $750, a Class B misdemeanor. A Class A misdemeanor carries a range of punishment of up to 1 year in Hidalgo County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine upon conviction. A Class B misdemeanor carries a potential penalty of up to 6 months in Hidalgo County Jail and up to a $2,000 fine upon conviction. Do you understand the range of punishment that you can receive for the offenses of which you are charged, ma'am?
Yes, I do.
And has any court ever declared you to be mentally incompetent, crazy, or insane?
No.
Mr. Kennedy, in speaking with your client, do you find her to be mentally competent and able to assist you in her own defense?
Yes.
And therefore, the court will find that she is competent, able to assist you in her own defense, and enters a plea of not guilty on each of these counts. All right, and how much time are you asking for?
We have 30 days, Your Honor.
Okay, the soonest I have, May 17th at 9:30.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
Okay, anything else?
That's all I have this afternoon, Your Honor. You and
Okay,
your staff
thank
have a good day.
Thank you, likewise. All right, before I take up the pleas, any other quick announcements?
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
If the court could call Carlos Herrera for victim testimony, he's there on Zoom.
Okay. Mr. Damian, please call out Carlos Herrera.
Mr. Carlos Herrera, can you
Sí,
announce yourself?
Okay. Ms. Castañeda, please tell him to raise his right hand.
Por favor, levanta su mano derecha.
Do you swear that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Jura que el testimonio que está a punto de dar es la verdad, toda la verdad y nada más que la verdad.
Sí.
Yes.
Okay, we are back on the record on CR 21-05385-I, State of Texas versus Ismael Moreno. Mr. Lozano, you may proceed.
Good afternoon. Could you please state your full name for the record?
Por favor, ¿puede decir su nombre completo?
Carlos Heriberto Herrera García.
Carlos Heriberto Herrera García.
And what is your relationship with Ismael Moreno?
¿Y qué es su relación con Ismael Moreno?
Ahorita nada.
Right now, nothing.
Can you tell me what occurred on or about May 17th, 2021?
¿Nos puede decir qué ocurrió en la fecha de 17 de mayo del 2021?
Tuvimos un enfrentamiento los dos.
We had a confrontation, both of us.
And did he hit you with his hand?
¿Y él le pegó con la mano?
Sí.
Yes.
And did it cause pain and discomfort?
¿Y le causó dolor?
Un poco.
Hold on, Ms. Castañeda, for some reason you went mute, you muted.
I'm back, Your Honor.
Okay. He responded?
A little bit.
Go on.
Okay. And is there a history of violence in your relationship with Ismael Moreno?
¿Y hay una historial de violencia en su relación con Ismael Moreno?
Sí, la tuvimos desde que empezó la pandemia.
Yes, since the pandemic started.
And are you concerned about any future violent acts from Ismael Moreno?
¿Tiene usted alguna preocupación por futuros actos violentos con Ismael Moreno?
No.
No.
Did you fill out an affidavit of non-prosecution at the district attorney's office?
Y usted fue a la oficina del fiscal a llenar una aplicación del programa de declaración de jurado de no enjuiciamiento?
Sí, es correcto.
Yes, that's correct.
Did you fill it out on your own free will?
¿Y usted lo llenó por su propia voluntad?
Claro.
Yes.
Do you wish to drop the charges against the Ismael Moreno?
¿Y usted quiere disminuir los cargos contra Ismael Moreno?
Así es.
That's right.
Do you understand that by dropping the charges, this case cannot be reopened in the future?
¿Y usted entiende que al retirar los cargos no puede abrir otro cargo?
Es correcto.
That's correct.
However, you do understand that if another incident was to occur, you can open up a new case.
Pero si otro incidente vuelve a ocurrir, puede abrir otro caso nuevo.
Sí, está bien.
Yes, that's fine.
That's all we have, Your Honor. State passes the witness.
Okay, Mr. Garcia, do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. There being no questions, that's fine. The court is going to accept his testimony. Ms. Castañeda, let him know that the court's going to accept his testimony. And therefore, what's the next step that Mr. Moreno needs to do, Mr. Lozano?
Your Honor, the state's pending an anger management certificate for dismissal.
Okay.
Your-
How long is it going to take your client to do that class?
He already took the new life services program. I do have the certificate. I just need to get it to the ADA, and I can do that this afternoon, Your Honor.
Okay, perfect. Ms. Castañeda, let Mr. Moreno know that his attorney is going to submit the certificate to the DA's office, and as soon as we get the dismissal, we'll sign off on it.
Señor Moreno, su abogado va a entregar el certificado y nada más que lo entregue para disminuir el caso, la juez lo va a firmar.
Okay, anything else?
Nothing from the Your Honor.
All right, let them both know that they're excused.
Mr. Moreno y Mr. Herrera se pueden retirar.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, no problem. All right, before we take up pleas, Mr. Lozano, do you have a quick announcement before we take up the pleas?
No, Your Honor.
No, Ron Lozano, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Do you have a quick announcement, Mr. Ron Lozano, before we take up pleas?
No, just we have a plea also, Your Honor.
Okay, what's the name of your client?
Abraham Rodriguez.
Okay, one moment. All right. Okay, Deputy, if you can bring him up, Abraham Rodriguez. All right, Mr.
Yes.
Moreno, do you have a quick announcement before we get started?
Spanish speaking, Your Honor.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Judge, did you ask me a question?
Yes, do you have a quick announcement before we take up pleas?
Actually, I have a plea, Judge. It's probably your only non-jail case.
Okay.
It's
What
Miguel.
number?
Mine is also a non-jail, Your Honor, Damian Orozco.
Okay, Mr. Moreno, what's the name of your client?
Miguel Angel Torres.
Do you know what number he is on the docket?
Your Honor, I'm sorry, I misplaced the docket here. I did print it out, but I can't find it, but
Mr. Adrian Lozano, do you see it on here? I don't see it.
No, Your Honor, I don't see it on the docket.
What?
Miguel Angel Torres is actually a County Court 2 case.
No, we signed it. No, he's not. We were actually scheduled for a person, Judge, but I was there in your court. My client was working up in Texas City and the court set it for today.
Yes, I see. It's Your Honor, it's CR 21-02078I. I'm looking at the Odyssey and it is set for a plea today. The previous setting was March 10th, 2022, and the paperwork is filed and ready for a plea. It's just not on the docket.
That's
It's
correct.
not on, okay. So what's the case number again? CR?
21
Uh-huh.
02 078 I.
And what is the offense?
Racing on the highway, Class B.
Okay, Miguel, are you present? Miguel Torres. Oh, Mr. Godena, you may want to have your staff call him because he's not connected to audio, so he can't hear us.
Okay, yeah, I did tell him to get on. I guess I know he's working, but maybe that's the issue. But my assistant's gonna call him right now, Judge.
Okay, yeah, because I do see him on, but I don't see, he's not connected to audio.
Okay.
All right, Ms. Dietz, you have Mr. Garcia, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, and he is present on Zoom.
Okay. What number was that?
37,
It
Your
is
Honor.
number 37.
Okay. All right, and Amanda Gonzalez, can you hear me?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so Lorenzo Garcia Jr., Amanda Lynette Gonzalez, Saul Rodriguez, and Miguel Torres. I need for all of y'all to be unmuted. Did I miss anybody that's here for a plea?
Your Honor, you had called Abra Rodriguez.
Yes,
and
I'm
I-
sorry, Abra Rodriguez, yes. He is set for a plea also. Let me get,
Isabel Tice.
okay, one moment. Okay, Attorney Jesse Contreras is your attorney, but I'm not sure if he hasn't logged in yet. But I'm gonna tell you that you do need to get dressed appropriately and be somewhere. Don't be on your bed. I've seen you in and out of your bed, lying down and all that.
Okay.
So for right now, you can go ahead and wait. Go ahead and turn off your camera. And then
Okay.
I'll wait for Mr. Contreras.
Okay.
Mr. Godena, your client's trying to log in again. Okay, he's connected to audio. Miguel, can you take off your camera? Put on your camera, please. Okay, and please take your cap off. And unmute. Okay, so we have Miguel Torres, Abra Rodriguez, Lorenzo Garcia, Amanda Gonzalez, Saul Rodriguez. Are all those the pleas that we're doing right now?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Are you going to
Alright.
be doing mine, Your Honor? Mine, Vino Ornelas, number 46 in your docket, Saul Rodriguez?
Yes, I called his name out.
Oh, okay, you did. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
We're ready, Your Honor.
Okay, can I please have you raise your right hand? Ms. Castaneda, can you please translate?
Por favor, levante su mano derecha.
All right, do you swear that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes or no, Mr. Abra Rodriguez?
Jura que el testimonio que está a punto de dar es la verdad, toda la verdad y nada más que la verdad.
Sí.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Lorenzo Garcia, yes or no? Lorenzo Garcia?
If you can unmute yourself, Mr. Garcia.
There.
Mr. Lorenzo Garcia, yes or no, sir?
Yes.
Saul Rodriguez?
Yes, ma'am.
Miguel Torres?
Yes.
And Amanda Gonzalez?
Yes.
Okay, all of you can lower your hands. In CR 2201-513-I, State of Texas versus Abra Rodriguez, is that your true and correct name? Okay, hold on. Is Mr. Rodriguez Spanish speaking or English speaking?
Spanish.
Okay. All right, say it again, Ms. Castañeda.
En el estado de Texas, en contra Abra Rodríguez, ¿ese es su nombre correcto y verdadero?
Sí.
Yes.
In CR 2103-914-I, Amanda Lynette Gonzalez, is that your true and correct name, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
In CR 2106-186-I, State of Texas versus Lorenzo Garcia Jr., is that your true and correct name, sir?
That's my correct name, Your Honor.
In CR 2103-911-I, State of Texas versus Saul Rodriguez, is that your true and correct name?
Yes, ma'am.
In CR 2102-078-I, Miguel Torres, is that your true and correct name?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Hold on, Ms. Castañeda, number 51 is what?
Saying that wasn't on the docket, ma'am.
No, ma'am, that's not. Number 51 on the court's docket is Ismael Moreno. We're talking about Miguel Torres.
Yeah, that's number 51 on my docket.
Well, that's not on my docket. Number 51 on my docket is CR 2105-385-I, Ismael Moreno.
That's 53 on mine, ma'am.
Okay, well, I'm guessing we have different dockets then.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay. Mr. Torres, you're being charged with racing on highway, a Class B misdemeanor. And I'll explain the range of punishment shortly, sir, okay?
Okay.
Mr. Garcia, you're being charged with driving while intoxicated with a blood alcohol level of greater or equal to 0.15, a Class A misdemeanor. Ms. Gonzalez, you're being charged with driving while intoxicated, a Class B misdemeanor. Mr. Rodriguez, you're being charged with driving while intoxicated, a Class B misdemeanor. A Class A misdemeanor carries a potential penalty of up to 1 year in Hidalgo County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine upon conviction. A Class B misdemeanor carries a potential penalty of up to 6 months in Hidalgo County Jail and up to a $2,000 fine upon conviction. Ms. Castañeda, can you please explain to Mr. Rodriguez the range of punishment for a Class A misdemeanor?
Señor Rodríguez, una ofensa menor clase A tiene una multa potencial de hasta 1 año en la cárcel del condado de Hidalgo y una multa de hasta $4,000 por convicción.
Do you understand the range of punishment that you can receive for the offense of which you are charged, sir?
¿Entiende usted el rango de castigo que puede recibir por los cargos que está acusado?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Torres, do you understand the range of punishment you can receive for the offense of which you are charged?
Yes.
Mr. Garcia, yes or no?
Yes.
Ms. Gonzalez, yes or no?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Saul Rodriguez, yes or no? I'm sorry? Yes or no, sir? Okay. All of you have a right to an attorney and the right to a trial by jury. You can waive one or both of those rights by signing a written document with the court. Did you have an opportunity to review that document with your attorney before signing it? Ms. Castañeda?
Usted tiene el derecho de un abogado y el derecho para un juicio por jurado, pero puede renunciar a uno o a dos de sus derechos firmando un documento con esta corte. ¿Tuvo usted una oportunidad de revisar esos documentos con su abogado antes de firmar?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay, and Mr. Torres, yes or no?
Yes.
Mr. Garcia, yes or no?
Yes.
Ms. Gonzalez, yes or no?
Yes.
And Mr. Saul Rodriguez, yes or no?
Yes.
And did you all understand when you signed the document, you were waiving your right to a trial by jury? Ms. Castañeda?
¿Y entiende usted que cuando firmó este documento estaba renunciando a su derecho de un juicio por jurado?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Torres, yes or no?
Yes.
Mr. Garcia, yes or no?
Yes.
Ms. Gonzalez, yes or no?
Yes.
And Mr. Saul Rodriguez, yes or no?
Yes.
Then the court will accept your waivers of trial by jury. Has any court ever declared you to be mentally incompetent, crazy, or insane? Ms. Castañeda?
Señor Rodríguez, ¿alguna corte lo ha declarado alguna vez mentalmente incompetente, loco o demente?
No.
No.
Okay, Mr. Torres, yes or no?
No.
Mr. Garcia, yes or no?
No.
Ms. Gonzalez, yes or no?
No.
Mr. Saul Rodriguez, yes or no?
No.
Then the court will accept your waiver of trial by jury. I'm sorry, I already lost my place, see? Counselors, in speaking with your clients, do you find, that's what happens when I'm trying to do that and keep them straight on the docket too. Counselors, in speaking with your clients, do you find them to be mentally competent and able to assist you in their own defense? Mr. Gorena, yes or no?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Dietz?
Mr. Garcia is competent, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Lozano?
Yes.
Mr. Ornelas?
Mr. Saul Rodriguez is competent, Your Honor.
And Mr. Orozco?
Ms. Gonzalez is competent, Your Honor.
Okay. The court will make a finding that all the defendants before the court are mentally competent and able to assist their attorneys in their own defense. Do each of you understand that if the punishment I assess does not exceed what's recommended by the state, you will need this court's permission if you decide to file an appeal? Ms. Castañeda?
¿Entiende usted que si el castigo que voy a evaluar, si el castigo no excede la recomendación del Estado, usted va a necesitar el permiso de esta corte si usted decide presentar una apelación? ¿Entiende eso sí o no?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Torres, yes or no?
Yes.
Mr. Garcia, yes or no?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Gonzalez, yes or no?
Yes.
And Mr. Saul Rodriguez, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
At this time, I need to ask you if you're a U.S. citizen. Ms. Castañeda?
¿Es usted ciudadano americano?
Sí.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Torres, yes or no?
Yes.
Mr. Garcia?
Yes.
Ms. Gonzalez?
Yes.
Mr. Saul Rodriguez?
No.
Okay. If you're not a U.S. citizen, then entering a plea or no contest will result in your deportation, exclusion from our country, and denial of naturalization under U.S. federal law. Do you understand the consequences of your plea today? Ms. Castañeda?
¿Entiende usted ¿entiende usted las consecuencias de su petición a hoy?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. And Mr. Rodriguez, you said that you were not a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am. I'm not a citizen.
Okay. And do you understand the consequences of your plea today?
Yes, ma'am.
And you still want to move forward?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then NCR 21-02-078-I in the state of Texas versus Miguel Torres for the offense of racing on highway, a Class B misdemeanor, sir. How do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And is he going to be probation or is he a PTD placement?
It's
Deferred, Your Honor.
3 months deferred, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Torres, because it is a deferred plea, then your finding of guilt later will be deferred. So I know you were kind of caught off guard, so don't freak out that you're pleading guilty right now, okay? So in CR 22-01-513-I, State of Texas versus Abra Rodriguez to the offense of assault causing bodily injury in a family member, a Class A misdemeanor. How do you plead, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
En el estado de Texas contra Abraham Rodríguez por un cargo de asalto causando lesiones corporales a un miembro de la familia, ¿cómo se declara culpable o no culpable?
Sí.
He needs to say guilty or not guilty.
¿Necesita decir culpable o no culpable?
No culpable.
Not guilty.
Okay,
Your
so,
Honor, I think when you gave him just two alternatives, he was going to try to plead no contest. So I think that's what he meant about the non-portion. No lo contendere.
well,
They only gave him two options. They didn't give him the third option.
okay, but what does his plea paperwork say? I don't think the state, I don't think went with that or what, Adrian Lozano, what's,
Your Honor, our understanding was that he was going to plead guilty to the assault.
That's my understanding as well. I didn't get a third option.
Yes, Your Honor.
So it's either guilty or not guilty. So what is it? Did you need time to explain to him?
Well, if I can, he's going to plead guilty, Your Honor.
Well, Ms. Castaneda, ask him if he's going to plead guilty or not guilty, or what does he want to do?
Abra Rodríguez, ¿se va a declarar usted culpable o no culpable?
Culpable.
Guilty.
Okay.
Salir del bote si no nos sabe.
In CR 21-06-186-I, State of Texas versus Lorenzo Garcia Jr. to the offense of driving while intoxicated with a blood alcohol level of greater or equal to 0.15, a Class A misdemeanor. How do you plead, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, Your Honor.
In CR 21-03914-I, State of Texas versus Amanda Lynette Gonzalez to the offense of driving while intoxicated, a Class B misdemeanor. How do you plead, ma'am? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Okay, and because you're a PTD placement on the sentencing, I'll explain to you how that'll get that'll be deferred. A finding of guilt will be deferred. So don't be freaked out that you're pleading to that right now, okay? Because I know a lot of, but that's the agreement that you all have with the state. So in CR 21-03911-I, State of Texas versus Saul Rodriguez to the offense of driving while intoxicated, a Class B misdemeanor. How do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, ma'am.
Okay. Now, are each of you pleading guilty and freely and voluntarily? Ms. Castañeda?
Señor Rodríguez, ¿se está usted declarando culpable libre y voluntariamente?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Torres, yes or no?
Yes.
Mr. Garcia?
Yes.
Ms. Gonzalez?
Yes.
Mr. Saul Rodriguez?
Yes, ma'am.
Then the court will accept your pleas as being freely and voluntarily given. I'll call for state's evidence at this time.
Your Honor, state offers plea documents and offense reports as State's Exhibit 1, notification and certification of defendant's right of appeal as State's Exhibit 2, waiver of Article 3914 disclosures as State's Exhibit 3, waiver of risk and needs assessment as State's Exhibit 4, and the pretrial diversion packet as State's Exhibit 5. State would also request defense counsel stipulate to the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court and stipulate that the evidence that has been e-filed is sufficient to corroborate a plea of guilty.
Okay, any objections? Mr. Orozco?
None at all, Your Honor, no objection.
Mr. Ornelas?
None at all. Same announcement.
Mr. Lozano?
Same announcement and do stipulate to the venue and jurisdiction.
Ms. Dietz?
No objection, Your Honor, and so agreed and stipulated as to Mr. Garcia.
Mr. Morena?
Your Honor, no objection. We agree and stipulate.
All right, there being no objections from defense counsels to the exhibits are hereby admitted and approved. In CR 21-02078-I, State of Texas versus Miguel Torres, it is the judgment of the court that you are guilty as charged. However, because it is a deferral, that finding will be deferred until the end of the period of your deferral period. If you do not comply with those terms, then you will be found guilty. You understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And just clarify what the state's recommendation is, Mr. Lozano?
Yes, Your Honor, the state recommends a $100 fine, court costs, 3 months deferred adjudication, and the defensive driving class.
Okay. Mr. Gorena?
That's correct, Judge. That is the agreement.
Okay. Then, and Mr. Torres, what is your phone number?
956-475-9381.
Okay, sir. You'll be receiving a call from probation as soon as possible, all right?
Okay.
Okay, you are excused. Have a good day.
Thank you. Be safe.
Okay, thank you. All right, in CR 22-01513-I, State of Texas versus Abra Rodriguez, it is the judgment of the court, sir, that you are guilty as charged. Ms. Castañeda?
En el estado de Texas se encuentra Abraham Rodríguez por un cargo de asalto causando lesiones corporales a un miembro de la familia. Es la sentencia de la corte que es culpable de los cargos.
Okay, and what is the state's recommendation?
Your Honor, the state recommends a $100 fine, court costs, 1 year Hidalgo County Jail, probated for 1 year, an anger management by Mujeres Unidas, a life skills course, the defendant to stay away from Adriana Cruz, and a restitution hearing, Your Honor.
Okay, and Mr. Lozano, do you have any questions or requests on behalf of your client?
No, not at this time, Your Honor.
Okay. Fine and court costs will be waived due to service in the his jail time, and the rest of the recommendation I will follow. And what date for the restitution hearing?
April the 19th at 9:30, Judge.
Okay, April 19th at 9:30.
That'll be fine, Your Honor.
Okay, let him know, Ms. Castañeda.
Señor Rodríguez, su próxima corte va a ser el 19 de abril a las 9:30 de la mañana.
Yes.
Okay, all right. If nothing further, he is excused, Deputy.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's all I have. May I be excused also?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, next. NCR 21-06186-I, State of Texas versus Lorenzo Garcia Jr. It is a judgment of the court, sir, that you are guilty as charged. And what is the state's recommendation?
Your Honor, the state recommends a $100 fine, court cost, 1 year Hidalgo County Jail, probated for 1 year, an alcohol class, defensive driving class, the mobile alcohol monitoring device for 6 months, 90 days Texas driver's license suspension, and restitution of $250 to Eric Delgado.
Okay, Ms. Dietz, any questions or requests on behalf of your client?
That is our understanding, Your Honor. However, we just be asking for waiver of condition 7. Mr. Garcia does live in the Houston area.
Okay, he'll have 90 days to pay the fine, 90 days to pay the court costs. Well, the court is granting his request. Condition number 7 will be waived. Mr. Garcia, do you already have your alcohol monitoring device?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Okay, Ms. Soto, have you been receiving reports?
Yes, Judge, he does have his mobile device with Lifesaver. He is testing. There are some tests that have been missed, but he did advise me that he was having problems with the device at that time.
Okay, make sure that you keep up with it, Mr. Garcia. What is your phone number?
832-805-0150.
Okay.
Your Honor, I misunderstood that little last part.
Okay, so she said that you were having trouble with your alcohol monitoring device. So just make sure you keep up with it.
Well, I called Lifesavers, and then what I had to do, I had to bang it with my palm, and it's working now. I don't know, it just wasn't. I even have it on my calendar. I did it 13 times, blowing and blowing, and I don't know. I guess it's like cars, they break. But no, I banged it with my hand, with the palm, and it's working now.
Oh, well, that's good. That's good. I'm glad. Sometimes something just needs a little whacking in order for it to get working.
Okay.
All right, you take care. They'll call you soon.
I love the Valley.
And the Valley loves you.
All right.
All right, you take care.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
May I be excused, Judge?
Ms. Dietz, on an unrelated matter, you were appointed to a case this morning. If you can get with my staff, we did get a phone number of that defendant for you.
I will get with your staff, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. You were next on the wheel, so. All right. Thank you, ma'am. Take care. Okay, CR 21-03914-I, State of Texas versus Amanda Lynette Gonzalez. And what is the state's? It is the judgment of the court, ma'am, that you are guilty as charged. However, you are asking for PTD placement. Therefore, a finding of guilt will be deferred until the end of that period. And once, if you successfully complete that program, then this will be dismissed against you because that's the contract that you have. That's the contract that you have with the state, okay? So is there anything on there, Mr. Orozco, that your client cannot comply with?
No, Your Honor, we've gone over all of the conditions and the terms, and she understands them and she's able to comply with them, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. See, Mr. Solis, you got me on my toes and I got it. Did you hear me? So Mr. Solis brought something to my attention, which was important. It was important. And I have clarified it ever since then. And I believe that we all need to learn from each other. So now I'm very, very specific about certain things with the PTD, because he is correct. It can affect somebody, especially if they're trying to do something with citizenship, and any wrong statement that's made on the record can affect them. So I'm learning. So Ms. Gonzalez, the court is going to grant your request. I am placing you on the pretrial diversion program, and I wish you the best of luck. What is your phone number, ma'am?
It's 956-784-0541.
Okay. All right, ma'am. Anything else, Mr. Orozco?
Nothing further, Your Honor. May we both be excused?
You certainly may.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes. Oh, yes. What is the date, the next date?
The 1 year reset date, Your Honor, is going to be March 21st of 2023.
Okay, you'll come back on March 21st, 2023 for PTD status, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Judge.
Y'all take care.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Rodriguez on CR 21-03-911-I, State of Texas versus Saul Rodriguez. It is a judgment of the court, sir, that you are guilty as charged. And what is the state's recommendation?
Your Honor, the state recommends the defendant participate on the pretrial diversion program.
Okay, so Mr. Rodriguez, because you are asking to be placed on the pretrial diversion program, it is the same for you, that a finding of guilt will be deferred until after the program. And if you have completed the program, then the charges against you will be dropped. That is the agreement that you have with the state and the contract that you signed with them. So is there anything in the terms and conditions of that program that you cannot realistically meet, sir?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so Mr. Ornelas, he can meet all the conditions?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, what is the phone number for you, sir?
956-651-9052.
Do you already have the alcohol monitoring device?
No, I don't have it.
Okay, you are to obtain the alcohol monitoring device as part of the pretrial diversion program. And Mr. Lozano, is that mobile or an interlock?
Mobile, Your Honor.
Okay, that'll be a mobile device. When you need to get that within 48 business hours. Probation will contact you shortly and you can ask them questions as to the vendors. Okay? Anything else?
Nothing else, Your Honor.
All right, then you're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Deputy, who do you still have left in the holding cell?
Your Honor, I have Hector Dario Castro and Dominic Zuniga.
Okay, Mr. Castro has his attorney present, Jesus Contreras, CR 1916048-I, CR 21-08084-I, CR 21-09299-I, and CR 22-00832-I, State of Texas versus Hector Dario Castro. Mr. Contreras, what is your announcement, sir?
Your Honor, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My announcement to Mr. Castro, Your Honor, is that there's a pending felony that we hopefully we're going to work it out. It's out of the auxiliary court, and we are set for April. The state can give you a better idea on that date, Your Honor, but I know we set for April for a plea. And once we conclude that felony, Your Honor, we'll come back and finalize the misdemeanor pending out of your court, Your Honor. So today
Okay.
I'm asking for some more time, and we can get a date beyond the felony date. I think it's April 4th, Your Honor, that we're set for.
April the 6th, Judge.
The 6th,
April
okay, thank
6th?
you.
Okay, all right, well, let me arraign him on these, he needs to be arraigned today also, so let me go ahead and arraign him. Is Mr. Castro English speaking or Spanish speaking?
English speaking, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Castro, please raise your right hand. Do you swear that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, lower your hand. Sir, in CR 1916048-I, CR 21080884-I, CR 21092999-I, and CR 22000832-I, in the state of Texas versus Hector Dario Castro. Is that your true and correct name, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're being charged with evading arrest, detention, a Class A misdemeanor, possession of a dangerous drug, Class A misdemeanor, resisting arrest, search, or transport, Class A misdemeanor, and assault causing bodily injury, a Class A misdemeanor. A Class A misdemeanor carries a potential penalty of up to 1 year in Hidalgo County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine upon conviction. Do you understand the range of punishment you can receive for each offense of which you are charged, sir?
Yes.
Sir, has any court ever declared you to be mentally incompetent, crazy, or insane?
No.
And counselor, in speaking with your client, do you find him to be competent and able to assist you in his own defense?
He's competent, Your Honor.
The court will make a finding that he is competent, able to assist his attorney in his own defense, and enters a plea of not guilty on each of the offenses of which he is charged today. All right, so then we'll have you come back then on, let me see. April 12th at 1:30.
Your Honor, may I briefly just say something to Mr. Castro real quick, Your Honor?
Sure.
Mr. Castro, I have a teleconference with you tomorrow afternoon, sir. Tomorrow afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Mr. Castro, did you hear that?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Thank you, Hector. Appreciate it. April
All right.
12th, we said, Your Honor. Is that at 1:30, Your Honor, as well?
Yes, sir. April
Okay.
12th at 1:30.
I do have some other cases before the court, Your Honor.
Okay, what is your next case?
The next case would be number 47 on your docket, Your Honor. 47.
Okay, that is CR 1706996-I, Amanda Sandoval, and I do see that Ms. Sandoval is present. And what is your announcement, counselor?
I was set for a plea today, Your Honor, but I was unable to, it was my fault. I got busy, Your Honor, and I was unable to work out a recommendation that is reasonable for both the state and my client, Your Honor. So I would ask for a short reset on Ms. Amanda Sandoval, Your Honor. A short
So is
reset.
Ms. Sandoval wanting to plea, or are your next reset is for a status?
Your Honor, if you can set us for a plea, Your Honor.
Okay, that plea will be in person.
We're back to in person, Your Honor?
My pleas are back to in person.
Okay, no problem, Judge.
And that'll, except for these that were out of town.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so April 21st at 1:30. So Ms. Sandoval, April 21st at 1:30, you're gonna report to the 3rd floor and you'll report to County Court 4, ma'am, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, ma'am, thank you. You have a good day.
Your Honor, the next one is number 49 and number 50 on your docket, Your Honor, 49 and 50.
Okay, CR 2006-923-I, CR 17-00368-I, Isabel Diaz. Ms. Diaz is Diaz, I'm sorry. She is present. And what is your announcement, counselor?
Your Honor, she's got a felony pending out of the 370th District Court, Your Honor. Same announcement as I made on Hector Castro that I want to plead her on that court, Your Honor. They did offer already some type of deferred on that case, Your Honor. So I would ask if we can get a date thereafter on the plea that I have in the 370th, Your Honor.
Okay, so when is her felony set in that court?
Your
On the
Honor,
19th of April, Judge.
19th of April? Okay. Then it would be May 10th at 9:30. No, are you gonna do let's do a status, May 10th at 9:30, and then if you have a plea worked out, but by then let us know.
yes, Your Honor.
Because I don't want to make her come down for a plea and then it not work out.
Yes, Your Honor. No problem then.
Okay, so it'll be May 10th at 9:30.
If we do have a plea paper already ready for that date, we can just clear out that day as well. Is that correct, Your Honor?
No, if you have the plea paperwork ready before that date, let our office know and they will give you an in-person date.
No problem, Judge. I
Okay?
have yes, Your Honor. I have another case before the court. That's the number 36 on your docket. 36.
Okay.
Dominic Zuniga.
Ms. Diaz, we'll see you on May 10th at 9:30.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, CR 21-05-312-I, Dominic Zuniga. Mr. Zuniga, is there present? Okay, what is the announcement?
Your Honor, there's a felony pending that has not been indicted. Actually, there's two felonies, Your Honor. On this case, Your Honor, what I'm seeking today is a bond reduction to a PR bond. Mr. Zuniga is a high school student, Your Honor. He's been locked up now for more than 3 weeks. He's going to be at the alternative service or high school, whatever the case, whatever they call it there in Donna, Your Honor. But again, I'm asking for a PR bond in lieu of the fact that, again, he's a U.S. citizen. He doesn't pose a flight risk. The family has already secured the bonds on the felonies, Your Honor. And so we're just waiting on this. And for that reason, the fact that he's a college student, Your Honor, I'm asking the court for a PR bond, Your Honor.
So he's a high school student or a college student?
High school.
Okay, and the felonies that he's posting bonds on, what are they?
They were reduced from 60,000, Your Honor, to 10,000 cash surety with AIP conditions.
I'm sorry, I
And
meant
they
the
are aggravated
offenses. Okay, go
aggravated
ahead.
robberies, Your Honor. But there was 2 co-defendants. So it's basically the law of parties that they have Mr. Zuniga charged with, Your Honor.
Mhm.
So today I'm seeking that because, again, being that he's a high school student, Your Honor.
The law of parties, I hadn't heard that doctrine like that in a long time.
Well, Judge, they were together. There were about 3 kids that are together. And you know, if you were the person that has committed a crime, more than likely you're going to be charged with the same.
Okay. All right, Mr. Lozano, what are you showing for Mr. Zuniga in your system right now?
Your Honor, I'm showing that he has a 5,000 cash surety bond. The state's going to be in opposition of the bond reduction just based on the facts of the case, the alleged facts of the case.
Your Honor, can I say something?
No, Mr. Zuniga, you can't say anything, sir. Not until we get together after we bond you out on the felony, sir. Okay?
All right, so then the parents have already gotten did they set AIP conditions or anything like
Let's set
that?
AIP conditions on those bonds, Your Honor. So he will be monitored on those bonds, Your Honor.
Okay. So I understand what you're saying, Mr. Lozano, but I'm going to grant the defendant's request for a PR bond and he'll be placed on AIP conditions as well. And
Your Honor, on those AIP conditions, remember, he's a high school student. Can we just have one fee, Your Honor? Can we waive the fee on these AIP conditions, Your Honor?
well, it'll just be one. I don't know. Ms. Soto, do you want to clarify?
Judge, I can go ahead and waive it on the order and he'll be charged AIP on the felony case for AIP.
Okay. All right. And Mr. Zuniga, what is a phone number for you?
My sister-in-law. I don't have
Whatever phone number we can get you at.
Oh, yes, ma'am. It's 956-825-8641.
Okay. So Mr. Contreras, go ahead and just notify us when he's released because Ms. Soto has to make contact or someone from probation has to make contact with them.
No problem, Judge. Is there a number that they need to call so that I can give that number to the sister-in-law?
Okay. Ms. Soto?
Judge, they can call me. It's at 956-587-6084.
Extension, Ms. Soto? You have an extension?
That's my direct line. That's my
Okay,
direct line.
thank you so much, Ms. Soto. Appreciate it.
Okay. Anything else?
On the bond, Your Honor, is it 1,000 PR bond or is it 5,000 PR bond, Judge?
No, it's going to be on the PR bond, it'll be a $4,000 PR bond.
Yes, Your Honor. Can we get a date so we can come back, Your Honor?
When are his felonies
Judge,
set?
They've been indicting folks. It takes about 6-7 months, Your Honor, before they indict folks here in Hidalgo County. Some of them quicker if they file an examining trial, like they did in one of my cases, and they indicted them within 2 months. But they're taking about 5 or 6 months before they indict, Your Honor. So I would ask maybe a June setting or July on Mr. Zuniga. He'll be under AIP anyway, Your Honor.
Well, we'll do a status for June the 7th at 9:30.
Yes, Your Honor. Is that in person or Zoom, Your Honor?
No, right now it's Zoom.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, anything else?
I got one more. I'm sorry to bother you. Mr. Zuniga, I'll call you later, sir.
Okay, Mr. Zuniga. All right, go ahead.
Yes, 38, 39, and 40, and 41. Or should I say 40, 38, 39, 40, 41. That's the way they have it here.
Okay, CR 20-07257-I, CR 21-1359-I, CR 08642-I, CR 21-08641-I, State of Texas versus Jonathan Lee Garza. Is Mr. Garza present?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what is the announcement, Counselor?
Your Honor, this is the same announcement as I did with Amanda Sandoval. I didn't take the time to call Mr. Lozano and work out a reasonable recommendation for the state and my client, Your Honor. So I would ask for a short reset so that I can work out a plea, Your Honor. If we can come back on that same date, April 12th, should I say April 21st at 1:30 for the in-person, Your Honor, and we can take care of Mr. Garza by then.
Okay, April 21st at 1:30.
You got that, Mr. Garza, the date?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll see you then. It'll be in person in the third floor.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Judge, for your patience, and Mr. Solis. Sorry to keep you waiting out there, Jose Solis. Yeah, you excuse, Mr. Judge, already excused. Judge, have a good day. May I be excused as well?
Yes, you may.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Judge.
miss. Have a good day, ma'am.
Thank you, likewise. Deputy, is there another case? Another defendant with you?
Yes, Your Honor, I have Mr. Christopher Regino.
Judge, he's on the protective order, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. I believe Ms. Saldana, you're here on that case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, that's P 0333-21-9, Ashley Mendez versus Christopher Regino.
Good afternoon, Judge Ricardo Flores on the behalf of Christopher Regino. Here, Judge, I believe that we're going to enter an agreement with the state as far as to making the protective order. I think it's for 5 years. I was just going over it a little while ago.
Okay.
We don't
Ms.
have-
Saldana?
Yes, that's correct, Judge. I'm not sure if the court wants me I can just dictate the agreement to the record, or Mr. Flores prefers to go through with it with his client.
If it's a final PO, just go ahead and dictate the agreement into the record.
Thank you, Judge. Judge, the parties were in a dating relationship. They are also the biological parents of children. We are asking the court to find that the parties did reach an agreement for this final protective order for 5 years. Any orders regarding the children as to visitation, custody, and child support will be handled in the civil case or through the Attorney General's office for support. We're asking the court to order that the respondent be prohibited from committing acts of family violence, communicating in any manner with the applicant, or indirectly or directly communicating a threat, or communicating in a harassing manner with the applicant or a member of the family or household. We're asking that the court order the respondent to stay away within 200 yards of the applicant's residence and place of employment, from possessing a firearm. We were asking that the court costs be waived and that this protective order continue in full force and effect until March 22nd of 2027. And nothing further, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Flores, is that your understanding of the agreement?
That's my understanding, Judge, and if there's an issue as far as to the child is concerned, they can take care of it through any type of familial court to where the court can order as far as to visitation or even support of the child.
Okay. All right, then as soon as that comes through our queue, we'll sign off on it.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, thank you. Deputy, that's all for Mr. Regino.
Thank you, Your Honor. May we be dismissed?
Yes, you may.
That concludes my business also, Judge. May we be excused?
You certainly may.
Have a great day, Judge, and be careful, please.
Thank you. You too. All right, Mr. Solis, what do you have, sir?
Judge, I have Mr. Javier Hernandez. He was recently released, Judge, so he's on the screen as we speak.
Okay, CR 1710245-I, CR CR21-02042-I, CR 21-02033-I, and CR 21-02034-I, State of Texas versus Javier Hernandez.
Judge, in this case, Mr. Hernandez has a pending felony, Judge, that we are just awaiting a trial. However, he is in the 332nd, Judge, and we got a trial setting for November of this year. So we're not sure if the court would be inclined to give us a longer reset. But at this point, I'll just leave it to the court's discretion, Judge.
Okay, so he's going to take care of these cases after the felony?
Yes.
Or depending on what happens?
It depends on what happens because it is a very serious felony, Judge. So if there was to be a finding of guilt, it's very likely that it would affect these cases.
Okay, then let's just do a status for December the 6th at 9:30.
Thank you, Judge. Andy, for some reason, Judge, that case does move forward. I'll be in touch with your office to possibly move this one forward as well.
Okay, that sounds good to me.
Thank you, Judge. May we be excused?
You certainly may. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Hernandez, for your patience. I don't know. Are you trying to say something, Mr. Hernandez, or?
No, ma'am. I was just
Okay.
talking about my probation. Sorry about that.
Okay. Oh, that's fine. All right. We'll see you. Best of luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right.
Okay. Estoy peleando una felonía grave, ma.
Okay. Well, that concludes this afternoon's docket. I think we took care of everything. So we're now off the record. All right. Okay, guys. Ooh, we made it right.